Hi, my name is Afisha Ikianajiru, my trip number 106686. Today I will talk about the automotive industry in Malaysia. The automotive industry is one of the key contributors to the Malaysia's economic growth. Over the years, it has continued to develop despite the change in consumers' preferences, technological advancements, and increasing global competition. This includes both local manufacturers and international brands, creating a highly competitive market. In terms of key player, Malaysia is dominated by national manufacturers such as Produa and Proton. Produa in particular recorded record-breaking sales in 2024 with over 358,000 vehicles sold, highest ever total annual sales. Besides local brands, international companies like Toyota and Honda have also strengthened their position in the industry. In terms of market size, the Malaysian automotive market shows resilient and periodic growth. In 2024, the total industry volume (TIV), which is the number of vehicles sold, reached 816,747 units, the highest in the country's history. However, data from 2025 shows some fluctuation in sales compared to the previous year. Lastly, in terms of market trends, passenger cars continue to lead the overall sales, but SUV shows the most obvious growth. In the first half of 2025, SUV sales increased by 4.8%. Meanwhile, sales of sedans, hatchbacks, and pickup cars declined. This shows that there is a shift in consumers' preferences towards a larger and more versatile vehicles. Additionally, there is a growing trend towards hybrid and electric vehicles (EV), supported by government policies and initiatives to promote EV. Overall, it can be concluded that the Malaysian automotive industry remains competitive, resilient, and important for the national economy.
Hello everyone, my name is Aragon Dinero Janil 3. My matrix number is 109045. Now, I will explain the identification of the market structure in the Malaysian automotive industry. The Malaysian automotive industry can be identified as an oligopolistic market. This is because the market is dominated by a small number of major firms that control most of the market share. Local brands such as Proton and Produa play a significant role, while international brands like Toyota and Honda compete strongly within specific segment of the market. Overall, the industry has a high degree of barrier to entry, including high capital requirement, technology costs, and strong brand loyalty, which limits the entry of the new firm. Moving on to the oligopoly in the Malaysian automotive market structure. An oligopoly refers to a market where a few firms supply most of the goods and services. In Malaysia, this market structure is largely dominated by local automobile manufacturers, while international brands compete in particular sectors such as mid-range and premium vehicle. This results in strong competition among a small number of firms rather than many small producers.
Hello everyone, my name is Zhang Yafei. My matric number is 112836. Next, I will analyze the market characteristics of this industry. First, let's look at the number of firms. When an industry is dominated by a few large companies, it creates an oligopoly. This structure is different from a monopoly, where only one company controls the entire market. In an oligopoly, these large firms compete with each other, which directly influence their pricing and product strategies. Now, let's focus on product directions. In terms of brand and price, companies differentiate themselves in several ways. Produa, for example, focused on innovation that elevates policy goals and meets the needs of cost-conscious consumers. On the other hand, Honda and Toyota built their brand around super quality, prestige, and strong resale value. In terms of technological and feature, looking at technological feature, Proton is known for its advanced infotainment systems, improved engine performance, and modern, stylish designs. Meanwhile, Honda and Toyota consistently prioritize overall build quality, exceptional fuel efficiency, and cutting-edge safety features. In conclusion, these characteristics shape the competitive landscape of Malaysia's automotive industry.
Hi, my name is Anissa Napnapin. My metric number is 108998. Today I want to talk about analysis market characteristic. My first point is barrier to entry, which is legal and regulatory barrier. Car manufacturers must comply with safety standards, emissions regulations, and vehicle type approval. My second point is financial barriers. New companies are considered high risk and may face loan rejection or high interest rate compared to established brands. Now, my second point of market power. Produa and Proton together captures about 66.9% of total passenger car sales. Produa alone sold around 330,325 units in 2023, giving it roughly 41.3% market shares, where Proton sold 150,975 units. With 80.9% market share, much higher than most foreign competitors. The third point of analysis of market characteristic is pricing behavior. Produa and Proton have to carefully set prices to remain competitive against both each other and foreign brands. High sales volume allows them to offer competitive pricing, including promotional packaging and discount. My last point of analysis of market characteristic is degree of competition. Firstly, national car segments. Each Produa and Proton company closely monitors the actions of the other party, such as introducing new models, updating features, or running promotional campaign. Pricing and marketing strategy. Both company Produa and Proton offer promotional deals, seasonal discounts, and incentive. Lastly, consumer preference and market entry. The dominance of these brands limits the abilities of smaller manufacturers to influence the market significantly. Thank you.
My name is Awang Muhammad Charizan bin Ismail. My matrix number is 109126. I will be explaining the government policy on automotive industry, that is subsidy. For years, blanket subsidy for petrol and diesel cost the government a lot and mainly benefit higher income groups. In 2023, diesel subsidy alone reached 14.3 billion ringgit. To improve this, the government introduced Budi Madani in June 2024. Diesel prices were floated at 3.35 ringgit per liter, while key sectors like public transport, logistics, and fishermen continue receiving subsidized rate through fleet cards. Eligible individuals and farmers also receive 200 ringgit monthly assistance. This reduced diesel leakage, lowering sales from 770 million to 465 million liters per month, and saving about 5 billion ringgit a year. In 2025, Budi 95 was introduced for around 95 petrol. Malaysian could buy it at 1.99 ringgit per liter, capped at 300 liter a monthly. This saved 2.5 to 4 billion ringgit annually for welfare programs like STR and SARA. Moving on to taxation, Malaysia used several taxes to control car imports, support local car assembly, and increase government revenue. For fully imported cars from outside Asia, the import duty can go up to 30%. Cars from Asian countries pay lower or zero taxes because of regional agreements. There is also an excise duty of 75% to 105%, depending on car engine size. This encourages people to choose smaller and more fuel-efficient cars. All cars, whether imported or locally assembled, are also charged of 10% sales tax. To support green mobility, the government gives full tax exemption for electric vehicles. EV buyers also get a road tax waiver and up to 2,500 ringgit in income tax relief. This helps promote environmental sustainability and support Malaysia's national EV agenda.
Hello, my name is Muhammad Nazmi Abdullah and my number metric is 111141. So first, I will explain the impact of subsidy on firm consumer. From the firm's perspective, subsidies such as EV incentive encourage companies to invest in innovation and improve the product quality. However, firms may become too independent on government support, which can reduce their motivation to compete independently in the long term. In terms of market outcome, subsidy, rationalization, and transportation, and can reduce the environmental impact. However, higher fuel cost by reduced subsidy may increase operating costs for business and daily expense for consumer. Regarding efficiency, target subsidy help improve resources allocation by reducing wasteful government spending and ensuring financial support is given only to priority customer sector. For consumer welfare program and EV incentive benefit eligible consumer by lowering vehicle and transportation costs. However, consumers who do not qualify for this incentive may face higher fuel price, which can reduce their overall purchasing power. So next is I will discuss the impact of taxation on firm consumer. From the firm behavior perspective, automatic tax encourage manufacturers to produce more fuel efficient and environmentally friendly vehicles. However, excessive reliance on tax incentive may discourage firms from making the long-term investment without the government support. In terms of market outcome, tax incentive make locally produced vehicles and electric vehicles more competitive in the market. On the other hand, higher tax important vehicles reduce the consumer choice and limit market variety. Regarding the efficiency, engine-based SSI duty and tax exemption for electric vehicles improve the relative efficiency by aligning the tax with environmental goals. However, complex tax structure may create the market distraction and increase the compliance costs. Finally, for consumer welfare, EV tax incentive improve the affordability and access to cleaner vehicle. However, the consumer who prefer the imported vehicle face a higher price due to increase the tax, which is the reduce the availability. Thank you. That's all for me.
My name is Shalintina and my metric number is 112279. Thank you to my fellow friends who already presented the slides. Now, I'm going to talk about the summary. First of all, we all knew that the oligopoly is the market structure in the automotive industry in Malaysia. There are 4 big automotive companies that lead in Malaysia, which is Proton, Prodwa, Honda, and Toyota. Prodwa and Proton are more affordable, fuel efficiency, and high functional performance. However, Toyota and Honda, they have superior quality with a quite high price but still affordable. And the next part is the government policies. Government policies, they could cause barriers to entry. For example, there needs requirements such as VTA or Vehicles Type Approval and NAP guidelines. The government also do tax exemptions and road tax waivers, which push the automotive industry to produce more vehicles or electric vehicles. The subsidy rationalization or Budi Madani also held by the government in terms to improve the economic subsidy. However, despite all the changes, the Malaysia automotive industry are all still adapt and still able to compete with the foreign companies.
Hello, my name is Kelvina Napita with matrix number 109249, and this is our conclusion for our group report. In conclusion, Malaysia automotive industry is an oligopoly dominated by few major locals, for example, Prodwa and Proton, and international brands like Toyota and Honda. And because of high barriers to entry, it will limit new competitors. Next, companies compete through product differentiation rather than the price, while government policies like National Automotive Policy play a strong role in shaping the industry. for firm behavior, market outcomes, efficiency, and consumer welfare. Therefore, a balanced approach is needed to protect the consumer and also for the industry growth. And that's all from Group 13. Thank you.